Good morning. I promised a friend that I would film this video because I have recently been going through some stuff that is kind of a reminder of old times, but it's also, just the way that my body is, and I have to combat it. Most of you know that I was diagnosed when I was a young child with anorexia, bulimia. I had them alternately all throughout my life, as a matter of fact. And I've also had very bad depression from time to time that is pretty immobilizing. I mean, I know what it's like to be so sad and scared and anxious and all those other things that you just can't get out of bed. And so what I wanted to do with you, and the reason I promised that I would do this video is because I want to show you, not sell you. I mean, that's something that I think gets translated a lot by some of my friends who don't know me very well. Because I am an expert in mental health and personal training, and I'm becoming more of an expert in nutrition now. As time goes on, I'm also becoming an expert in network marketing. And that can, I guess it can come off sometimes. I shouldn't even say I guess, I know it can come off sometimes as being a little condescending when I revert back and forth, because it's hard to be a human being and still be looked at as an expert sometimes. So it's a balance that has to be struck. But today I'm going to just be a human being, and I'm going to show you what my journey was like for the past 3 years as kind of quickly as I can. But what I wanted to do first was to show you some of the things that I use. Now, I know that these things they can seem expensive, and you have to work them into your system. And that's one of the reasons why my family and I went through a lot of changes nutritionally, financially. I mean, part of the reason why my depression has resurfaced now is because even though it's wonderful that we're back home again in California, it's still, I left a very good paying job. I left some stability behind, and in order to come here. And I'm on my own in terms of being an entrepreneuress at this point in time. And that's very scary. And it's brought a lot of those feelings back again, a lot of that, like, I can't do it. And those doubts and those fears come back, even for the best of us. So I have to do these things. I mean, this is vital. Otherwise, I will have to go to a doctor and pay a doctor to put me on medication and do things like that. I refuse to do that because some people need a little boost, but I know I don't. I can just do this. And so to say it's more expensive, well, if you do it over time, which is what I did, then, you can make it work. Again, I'm not saying do this. I'm just saying this is what I did. So that's it. Okay. So anyway, this here is my vitamin intake supply. Actually, I guess I can't turn this around. I'm doing this. So these are my vitamins. Now, I am a Beachbody coach, so the things that I purchase are through Beachbody for the most part because it's cheaper that way. Well, I get a 25% discount. Why would I go to GNC and pay the same or sometimes even more for some of this stuff? So I have Herbal Immune Boost, I have Cordastra, I have calcium, which some of these things, like, there's different ways of taking them, and there's new science showing some things. But basic vitamins aren't going to hurt you. They're not going to kill you, and they're going to help you ultimately, hopefully. Joint support I take, and then I also take my omega-3s. But I also try to eat as much of this as I can in my foods because that's going to be more healthy for me. Now, I do use P90X Results in Recovery formula, if you can see it there. Sorry, this is an odd angle. For my kind of my in-between workout drink, because I usually do 2 workouts that are 30 minutes each at home, and then of course I get to work at the gym, so I can go work out there too. But I use this before my main workout, my one that I do at home, because that's my me time. It's my date time with me, and that's really important. The other thing that I use before I work out, sometimes it's just a little bit of this. It's anhydrous caffeine, and so for me, I'm very sensitive to stuff, and so it gives me a little bit of a boost if I just use a little bit of it. I will carry these around with me. They're P90X Peak Performance Bars. They're 20 grams of protein. I think they taste pretty good, considering, I mean, they're a protein bar. I do add fiber. Fiber is something that I'm not going to get into right now, but a lot of us don't get enough fiber, and so I add some fiber to my shakes. I also add whey protein powder to my shakes. Beachbody uses isolate powdered whey protein so that it activates more quickly. I just recently switched over to Greek Gods Greek yogurt because it's got probiotic, but it's all natural. It's got 7 live and active cultures, and it's got a lot of calcium in it. Also, A killer thing is coconut oil. You've heard about how good it is. In the 21-day fix, Autumn Calabrese has people taking 3 tablespoons of it 3 times a day. So, I mean, one tablespoon 3 times a day. I should say that right. So you're taking 3 total tablespoons, but it's 1 time a day. I just put it in my shake. It's really good. And then I also put green leafy vegetables are very high in phytonutrients, so I stick these in my shake. I also, my typical shake will be blueberries. I put some rolled oats in there if you can see that. And then I put a little flaxseed. I know the bag's kind of messed up there. And then I put in some spices, just some orange peel, and then a little vanilla, and the dreaded pumpkin spice. I don't really normally like it, but it's got some cinnamon in it. I ran out of cinnamon. I also use almond milk, and I use the unsweetened kind because it's okay. If I need an extra boost of sweetness to it, then I reach for my stevia or my honey. And we actually haven't gotten any local honey here, but getting local honey is really important because it's got histamine and a lot of other things in it that are very good for you. You can also use agave nectar, or you can throw a little bit of real sugar in there if you want to. But anyway, so that's my nutrition. That's the healthiest stuff that I eat each day, aside from the whole foods that I eat. Then I'll have salads and lean proteins, things like that throughout the day. So that's how my nutrition goes. And because of all of this, because of working this into my my whole system, I combat my depression that way. I have a cup of coffee when I wake up in the morning, a little bit of the E&E if I decide that I want some of that for a pre-workout boost. But other than that, I do my workout, have my Resulting Recovery formula, and then I drink my Shakeology within about an hour after my workout so that I can get that protein and the carbs and all the other things that you need for it to get into your system. And then the rest of the day, pretty much, I don't really have much of a carb count left after that, so I usually will just eat a lot of protein, like I said, tuna, chicken. I don't actually eat a lot of chicken, but I do eat chicken every now and then. A lot more fish than anything, tilapia, salmon, tuna, things like that. But also every now and then I'll have some red meat. So that's pretty much what I do there. The other thing that I do every single day is I work out. And as you can see, I've got my little mini workout area down here, just in my living room. Look, my living room is not that big. There's not really a whole lot of excuses. I can get a full workout in. I do a variety of the Beachbody programs, and I also do things that I put together on my own at home. And I'm going to take you upstairs real quick and show you the rest of my home video. I'm out of breath already. That's crazy. All right, so we come on in here, and I have a bunch of stability balls. In fact, this one's being used as a laundry holder right now. But this is the rest of my home workout area. I've got some steps that I can use for jumping. I've got medicine balls. I've got more weights. I've got push-up material. I've got ladders and bars and all kinds of other things. I don't know where my other bar is right now. My straight bar is missing. But anyway, so you can see that. Oh, and my favorite, this is like, should be every girl's favorite thing. This toy right here. This, ta-da, is my pull-up bar, and I left my pull-up assist on it because I love this thing. I like how it works. And then these are ab pulls, so I just left those on there to show you. But anyway, so I acquired all of this, not in like a day. It wasn't like I went and spent $10,000 one day. I acquired these things over a period of time. And I did it in a way that was beneficial to me because I knew that I needed to do things slowly. I knew that if I didn't do things slowly, that I was going to fall right back into the depression again. And I have a confession to make about this morning. I slept in until 11 o'clock this morning. I am just fighting it. I'm fighting it so hard right now. I've got lower sciatic problems. So I got out of bed at 11 and I said, you need to get this. You need to, I don't have somebody standing over me here. I don't have anybody else telling me what to do except my online tribe, my team of my friends and my, my colleagues and as coaches. And I mean, I have a huge support network of friends and whatnot, but they're not here, in here, my room with me, telling me what to do every morning. I have to be my own boss. I have to tell myself to do these things. It's part of why I probably come off sometimes as being a little bit bossy with other people, because I know that there's some I have to be gentle with myself, but I also have to be very on myself. Otherwise, I won't do the things that I know I need to do. So this morning, got out of bed at 11. I went downstairs. I foam rolled out my back because I have some scar tissue and things I have to break up and I have to work on. So I did all of my PT stuff. And then I got into my workout and I did 30 minutes of a stretching plyo workout. And then I actually was going to do P90, but I ended up doing P90 X3 lower. And eccentric, and I felt so much better afterwards. And then I got up and I'm gonna go make my shake right now. I took a hot shower. I mean, I did the things that I knew I needed to do, and I talked to a friend, and that, you know, that's what I have to do. That is my antidepressant medication, and I have to do that, and I have to spend the money that I do, and I don't spend that much. I really don't. I've gotten a system down. I mean, it's, you know, the Shakeology as a coach is only about $110 a month, and you take a shake a day. And, you know, like I said, that's probably the healthiest thing that I eat. I'm not telling you to go take it. I'm just telling you that that's what I do, and I know it works. So, and it worked for me. So, whatever it takes, you know, I'd love to help you work something out that works for you. But you know, this is my livelihood too. And I think sometimes people forget that also, and you know, don't realize I've got a dog crying in the background. But you know, this really is real. This is me just talking to you right now. But you know, those are the things you need to do. Otherwise, I'm going to spend money on psychiatrists and doctors and pills and all kinds of other things that are really unnecessary in my life. I'm 42 years old and I've never been healthier than I am right now, but I'm human and I still have a brain that baselines out at a place where I don't want it to be. So I have to do the things actively every single day and work on it and be patient with myself and know that I screwed up this morning by sleeping in so late, but I won't do it tomorrow. And so every day is just, you know, the wins. The win was I got out of bed today, right? I could have stayed in bed and I didn't. I got out of bed. I didn't cry, I didn't whine. I just did it. And I, you know, sometimes you have to cry. I cried the other night. So that's not bad necessarily, but just you have to do this. You have to keep moving forward, because if you hold yourself back, you are the only one holding yourself back. Not me, not excuses, not anything. It's you. And I love you too much for that. So anyway, that was my promise to a friend that I would post something very honest and truthful with you. And get up, go do the things you need to do, and I'm there to help. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.